Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
How's it going? How was everybody's Turkey Day?
Turkey Day was great. I'm a little hoarse from yesterday because there was kind of a big ball game in town. A little bit. I might have been screaming a lot, so cheering.
No, I did not leave the house at all this weekend because traffic is insane between Black Friday and a home game in town. So,
Ooh,
no thanks.
not just a home game, the
Yes.
home game.
Yeah,
So,
the big one.
oh, I sat around and played video games all weekend. It was great.
I didn't. I had to work.
I know, and that sucks. I'm sorry, Baka. Sorry.
I got to play a little bit. I got to play a little bit of Pokemon, and did I stream? I feel like I streamed. I streamed Wednesday, or I streamed this week, but like Wednesday. I didn't stream on Thursday or Friday or Saturday. So
No, because Thursday was food coma day and Friday was post food coma day.
It was
So-
leftover coma day.
this was second coma day.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Oh.
Yes.
Okay,
So-
well, I assume that everybody that is going to talk about Pokemon. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
it's
literally
almost
everyone
like-
is fine. I will get
Yeah,
my
you both
Red
have
Dead out of
Pokemon
the way,
shirts
and then
on.
we can all talk about Pokemon. Because I know
Okay.
we've got Pokemon related news stories. Oh my god, you guys gotta play Red Dead 2.
She's a fanatic for it.
Okay,
What game does she not get like this about, though?
that's not true. I don't get
That
like
is
this about
actually
everything.
very true, because usually whenever she gets like this about it, it's a game that she's invested so much time into. Otherwise, she
very
just
much
passes
enjoy
it off and goes.
How
Well,
on.
many
mean,
times
some
you
of
play
it's
Dragon
like-
Age?
But it's not every game. You act like I attach this hard to literally
Every game
every
this
game
style.
that I play.
Every game this style, I would say. Like where you have this open world that you could be involved in, and they've given you. Yeah, I would say every game that's very similar to that.
No,
Maybe.
Bioshock.
Well,
That
Bioshock.
one has a really good fucking story.
It
live
does,
there.
but it's not open world.
Not true.
No, but he's on our chest list.
Well, regardless, it's okay. Here's the amount of detail I realized. So, yesterday, I was going through this area close to the mountains on my horse, and it rained. And then it stopped raining, and everything's, kind of a little foggy because you just had that warm rain that rolled through, but it's kind of, the air's chilly. There's steam that comes off of my horse because of just the heat difference and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like,
That's a hell of a detail right there.
and it's not like, oh, my horse is smoking because it's supposed to look like fog coming. Like, I was like, am I seeing that? Is that, oh, wow, he's steaming. Cute. So, because, a lot of games would have been like, okay, look, they have steam coming out of their mouth because that's the appropriate weather condition. We're done here. But this one's like, no, let's just make this a real live thing. Like, this animal who just got rained on is now, this is how the weather affects it. This is how the temperature affects these things in real life. So this is how it works in game. Like,
I feel like that's one more way for them to attach you to the horse that you're already attached to in the first place.
man.
Minor things make the
Yeah.
world a
Yes.
little bit bigger.
Small details, you keep stacking small details and they become such a big part of it, which is why, like, I saw one guy on the Red Dead 2 Reddit who was like, it's the first Rockstar game that I can't arbitrarily go into town and start killing folks because I feel like they're all actually alive and people. Because, you're just walking through town and they're all talking to each other and doing stuff and, like, it feels really complete as far as the world goes. It's not just random NPCs on their random NPC path and, the same couple of conversations are happening all over the world at once. It's literally stuff that you've done, stuff that you've seen, they talk about, stuff that, is just going on in their lives they talk about. They're all different. It's so neat.
Do you think they would do the same thing with the next GTA, or do you
I
think
hope so.
they'll keep? I'm just worried that because like part of the fun with GTA is the random killing sprees.
Yeah, but part of why it's okay to do that in GTA, I feel like, is because you have a modern setting as far as, like, the people, so a lot of them are very self-absorbed, just dickbags, so you're like, yeah, I don't feel bad about driving my car over those people. But, there's also a difference between, it's population size, too. Because it's, Old West, you don't have as many people and things like that, so I guess it just feels more alive because there's more, community feeling because they're small. You see the same NPCs in the same towns repeatedly because they live there and things like that versus, that's clone number 75 of that lady. Okay, don't care.
She's using a selfie stick, rubber on her over.
So, I feel like it's part of the difference between GTA and Red Dead is I never feel bad about stealing somebody's car in GTA. Like, if there's a car sitting there, I will jump in it and drive if I need to go somewhere and I don't have mine. But if in Red Dead, I feel really bad about stealing someone else's horse. Also, it gives me a negative reputation point, and I don't like that. I want Arthur to be a good guy. He swears he's not, but he's a liar. He's so good. My Arthur is a good dude. He helps people and whatnot.
He's like chaotic
but
neutral.
yeah, I mean, he leans more.
I'm
towards
assuming
the
you
good
could play
side
the
of it.
game. I mean, you could play the game
You
bad
could be
too,
a
though.
dick, yeah. Like, you have this thing where you can, like, wave at people and whatnot on the streets, because everybody will wave at you. It's very polite. But you have the option to either greet them or antagonize them, so you can be like, good guy, be like, sup, buddy? Or you can be a dick and be like, fuck you, get on my face. Who said you could talk to me? Like,
Run your ass over with my horse.
oh my god, in the one town that I got to that's like a modern town, it's so hard not to run people over. They will walk right in front of you. I've gotten so many negative points doing that on accident.
Those are those random NPCs on their random NPC path.
Well, no, it's because
Yep.
they're used to being in town where they, like, the pedestrian way is the way. Like, there are horse and carriages and whatnot, but the other ones will all stop for the pedestrians, whereas I was like, okay, in the other towns, they've all stopped walking. You don't stop walking there. Okay, gotcha. Different mentalities
have
in
the
different
right of way.
areas, man.
Yes, they have the right of way.
That's brilliant.
It's so good. It's so good. I can't wait for you guys to play it. Lighting and everything.
I definitely will. I need, like 12 years to download it onto my system.
No shit.
See, I have the
Isn't it
disc.
like 120 gig or some ridiculous amount?
I'd just like to point out, somebody on our YouTube, and I can't remember the name, I'm super sorry, said nobody plays the discs anymore. I rent things from Gamefly. I do play with the discs, and I didn't have to download it for 16 hours because I have the disc. Now, would I buy it on
Well, you
PC
still had
where
to
I
do
do
the
have to
update.
download it? Yeah, but saying. Actually, the update on it took like 15 minutes.
Well, to be
I
fair,
thought
our
it was-
internet's pretty good.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's still
15 minutes will
unreasonable.
probably equal out to about 20 gigs or so.
Because
which is
I
still
put
a
it
fair
in when
update.
we were going to be busy, and I was like, okay, it's going to take forever for this to update. And it's done. I was like, I'm going to go play then. All right. So,
Well, why don't they just do Nintendo style, where they put it on there, you put it in, you play. That's it. No updating, no downloading.
because
It's just
developers
There's
don't
ready to go.
understand that anymore. That's why Nintendo's getting ports of everything that's already finished.
Updates are so
There's
quick, though.
technically a download, but because it's cartridge based, it is so much quicker. That's why like on like the 64 and things like that, compared to like PlayStation discs, the load times were just super quick.
I
Well,
find
yeah,
that so
but it's
weird.
because they
Why
didn't
wouldn't
have
they
the
have just
option, though.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they have gone cartridge if it loads faster? Because I mean, Breath of
My
the
guess
Wild
is
loads
some of it
crazy
limits
fast.
how many updates and things like that, like download patches you can put, which, I mean, is this going to be Nintendo's way to push the industry towards what they used to be, which is put out the finished product on day one instead of putting out the product that's okay, but you're going to patch it a billion times? Or is it just going to be like, okay, well, we can't put a lot of our stuff on Nintendo because we can't patch it constantly like we do now with everybody else?
I find that like a very, very tricky situation. It's like, we want to release for the Switch, but we have to release it in its full final form. But we don't want to do that. But it's like, but that is how you should be doing it. You should be releasing a full done game.
Yeah, well, the game, like when you're putting it out on a cartridge, you're going to get that full one that's there, but Switch is still capable of giving updates. The difference is, we'll use Black Ops for example, which was everyone that pre-ordered the game already had it downloaded on their system. Ready for that key to unlock, and then as soon as that happened, we had another 50 gig had to be
Update.
swapped in and out. That was ridiculous. And it's like, okay. The gentleman that had commented on that, just so I wanted to give him credit for the question, is Johnny Wellman.
Okay,
Johnny Wellman.
cool.
Was that
Sorry.
person.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Johnny. I'm just saying there are still people out there that use discs for specific things. Like I said, if Red Dead was on PC right now, yeah, I definitely send back my GameFly disc and download the PC version, which would be all download. So I see both sides of that argument.
Yeah, I like having physical copies of stuff, but at the same time, I do buy a lot of stuff digitally, so I get that. But I like the option.
I don't know why, but I'm more hesitant to buy a digital version of a console game than I am of a PC. Like PC, it's all digital. Like I don't even bother looking for physical copies of PC games. But if it's my console, I don't know what the disconnect is there for me. My brain says it's better if you have the disc.
I see what you did there.
Oh, shut up! Nobody likes you. This is why
Well,
you don't.
to be fair,
most stores don't even carry physical copies of PC anymore.
Well, that too. I mean, convenience, obviously, but still, like, why is there the I keep these things separate in my brain category?
Because of how it has been and how it will be. Like, I'm the same way with my Switch. I don't want to buy digital. I bought Overcooked 2 digital, but it was kind of like one of those whim things where it's like, oh yeah, I want this. We can play it as a party game.
Which,
cool.
by the way, one of the best $20 we spent this year. So, if you
Yeah,
have friends
I mean,
and a Switch, buy Overcooked. It's so fun.
And it was on sale recently.
yeah, so if you did not own it, own it. Buy it. It's so fucking good.
Worth-
And it's on Steam, too. It is so good. But yeah, if I buy a game for the Switch, I want the physical copy. Like, I don't know what it is about consoles, but I want my copy of the game for my console.
I guess because it's
Well,
a
Switch
dedicated
is a little.
thing.
Well,
Like,
I mean, even
consoles
for
are
my
dedicated
Xbox.
for this thing. So you buy the thing to go with it versus
Well, I
PC,
think it's
which
just
is
because
everything.
I think it's just because of how I was raised and brought up, and it brings back, like, in my mind, that is how consoles are. It's like you go to store, you buy cartridge, you bring home, you play on your console. Where PC, it's like everything is right there in front of you, you just download it.
Which
So-
I think is part of the reason we had an issue too. If you remember when the new generations of consoles came out, one of the first things that we noticed was you take a disc, you put it in the machine, and the first thing it does is download everything off the disc into the damn system, and
I
you
mean,
go,
it's still the same thing.
yeah, and it's like,
But you have to have
But
the
that-
disc in to play it. You can't download it off the disc, take the disc out. 'Cause
This
the
is
disc
exactly the way PC started like 20 years ago. I mean, Diablo, you had to put discs in,
Well,
all
that's
of
true.
them,
That's how
download
PC
it,
used to be too.
and then you'd have to have the play disc in to play it. So, I mean,
That's
in
the progression.
yeah,
I
if it's the
remember
same,
back in the day, with PC games, me and my friends would get no CD hacks. So like, if I had a game, bought a game, I would download it, get the no CD hack, so that way I didn't need the disc anymore, and then let a friend borrow it, and he would install it, and we would rotate the games that way.
yep.
Yeah, but you had some games that were like insert disc 2. I can't remember what game I had that did that I
I know
played.
Diablo had 4 discs, 3
But
discs.
once you had it installed, you only needed the one to run it.
Yep, you only need one to run it.
And then, and if you, the Diablo was still different though, because if you wanted to play online, you had to have a unique key.
Yeah, that's what they
So
started
for-
doing
for-
unique
for
keys,
that
so
one,
you couldn't
yeah.
trade it around.
Well, no, for that one we did key generators at one point.
Oh, you're a terrible person.
Hey, we make bad
were
decisions
poor.
sometimes.
That's
Yeah,
true.
we were all broke, and actually we started doing that because we didn't have enough money to replace the disc one of my friends' brothers broke.
Ooh.
So, but that's how we started researching into that, because we were like, we need money, but we want to all play Diablo tonight.
We do not condone this, by the way, in any
No,
form.
please don't.
For the
Don't
record,
do that. That is.
it's a lot more strict these days. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, they
it's
will
the
get
modern
your
day
ass.
version of piracy.
Compared to beforehand, yeah, it's way, like in Diablo 1, the coding to it, people could hack it and be invincible and invisible, to kill you, take all your stuff.
Ugh.
Hell, that was a pretty big issue in Open BattleNet too, in Diablo 2.
But to
They'd
be fair,
hacked out of
too,
their
when you're
fucking mind.
the time that you're talking about, the games industry wasn't what it is now.
That is very true.
And in some circles, it wasn't even considered an actual industry. Some people were just like, "You just play video games. You just make video games, whatever." You know. Meanwhile, they're
those
making like
people
hundreds of
still
millions.
make
of dollars.
those statements. Oh, it's just.
Yeah, I
video
know,
games.
but it's like, but now it's like there are people that make money off video games that aren't even making the video games. You know, streamers, YouTubers, all that type of stuff. So people are. being,
The
woken up.
entertainment industry is all of that.
Yeah, all encompassing.
And it
at
is
this point.
fucking massive these days.
Well, and I think they're finally looking at some of these bigger games like Red Dead Redemption 2, games like that. They're looking at them and going, look, these are the equivalent to Lord of the Rings coming out. Like, it's this massive game that is coming out and is making a lot of money, but it's just in a different industry than what you're used to. And and here's the thing: you've played Red Dead Redemption 2. Would you want a movie based on that? Like, would you watch a movie?
Maybe. I would rather have the game because I think part of the magic is being able to go out and discover and find things and run into the strangers in
And
the
create
world
your own
stuff.
path, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the plot is good enough that, it would be fine as a movie or a TV series. But I'd rather
TV series.
have the...
I don't think it
yeah,
I
completely
don't
agree.
think that would translate into a movie. As
Yeah,
well
I think it'd be
because-
too short. I mean, movie
yeah,
time.
No.
Television series would be a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix series.
Yeah.
That way you can get away with
Like,
that stuff.
It's hard to pass between one medium to the next. Like games into movies, movies into books. Like each medium has its own tools that it can use to kind of show off what it is.
And
like
I feel
games,
like a lot of open world games, you run into the problem of, the plot line would be pretty decent in another medium, but part of the magic of that game is what you discover while you're out and about.
yes.
Correct.
So,
Like I think you could do from games to books or books to games and kind of because you have a
Witcher.
lot of freedom. Yeah, you have a lot of freedom in books to kind of explore all the tiny little bits in the world. Where in movies you don't have that kind of a lot of time. You're
Yeah,
like,
no, you've got 2.5 hours basically.
yeah, to
tell a
explain
story.
everything. So you can't enjoy how good the ground looks. You just have to keep moving on. You got to.
No, I think it would be
Move the
cool. Like
plot.
you were talking about doing a TV, like, and she was talking about the little stuff that you can find outside. Is having those moments in the television show to where your character runs into spots like that are
Yes.
part of the game. So, like, somebody that's discovered that in the game would be like, oh, you know what I mean? That little thing, and then somebody that hadn't go, wait, is that in the game? And goes back to play, just to see if
And
they
it's in
can
the
find
game.
it somewhere.
Hell yeah.
I think it would be interesting, something like that.
I
but-
also,
Yes.
since we were talking about PC stuff, I also played Planet Coaster for a little while this week. And when I say a little while, I spent 4 hours putting rocks around a roller coaster the other day. 4 hours. Looks great though.
I'm still trying to make a personalized roller coaster that people will actually. Go
I
on.
tried to make one this morning for my pirate section because there's no great pirate themed pre-made ones, and everything I tried for it was like, this exceeds all of the GeForce limits. I'm like, I run the little GeForce heat map and it looks fine. I'm like, I don't understand. I wish it would tell you, give you better indicators of what you need to fix in order to make it workable, instead of it being like, nobody will ride this.
Well, there you go.
I don't. Well,
Planet
mi-
Coaster
mine-
2. Add that.
Mine's just always too terrifying, basically. For like no matter what I do, and it's just like these little characters are just pansies.
Well, some of it's not that they're pansies. When it says it's too terrifying, sometimes it's like legitimately your roller coaster is too long for too much pressure, so people would like probably legit have heart attacks on them. It's not that they're afraid, it's that their body cannot handle it.
Yeah, he's just trying to kill people.
He's
the
still
most-
saying pansies to that one.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, jeez.
That's too funny.
So, Pokemon, everybody, which I did not get to play as much of this week, but
That's
You
because
guys
you were
did.
finishing up Red Dead.
well,
didn't
finishing
quite
up.
by the time either, but I got up to the fourth gym, beat it. They did the Team Rocket hideout. Now I'm about to go back through the Ghost Tower.
my
I
sister
just
was in
finished the
Tower.
Ghost Tower. Finished the gem he was talking about. Already did the Team Rocket part. And I was not expecting the end of the Pokemon Tower. Not gonna lie, I almost cried. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
Don't
I was
spoil
like,
it for me,
this is a Pokemon game. Why is this a thing?
Yeah.
Well, because Pokemon used to be real, like Chicken. Okay, so Chicken is in here when my sister's been playing. And since he doesn't sit with me, he doesn't get to tell me all of this stuff. But when she's here, I get to hear all of this stuff. And since he's played the originals, and this is completely based on the original, he's like, they changed this, they changed this. Like some of the stuff in there, they changed. There's like a whole casino And they had to change it. They changed it for this Switch title one because, you know, gambling is not a thing you should teach kids to do. Like, Nintendo, what were you doing?
Yeah, the gambling, I remember spending hours in there trying to get coins.
And that is why they decided to take it out. Good for them.
I mean, they got rid of... This isn't much of a spoiler, but in the original game, there was a road called Cycling Road, where you would just get on your bike, and it would basically... You would have full momentum going straight down, and they got rid of it. They turned it into Pokemon Road now, so you just casually stroll down Pokemon Road.
Because they didn't give you a helmet in the original.
It was too dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was encouraging kids to do stupid shit, I guess.
Which I found super weird.
Now, I finally got the fast travel, which is awesome. I love it. I was so mad. I was like, I really want to be able to fast travel back to some of these spots because I go back to the forest and farm. Like, I'll just sit in the forest and grab bugs to farm in order to be able to get the candies. And it's like, I've got to be able to fast travel. So I finally got to the part where I can fast travel. So.
Well, I'm still super behind you guys. Like, I haven't made it to the tower. Where am I at?
You're at the third gym.
I haven't made it to the third gym.
You haven't gone to the boat yet?
No. Not yet.
Oh, she's not got to the SSN yet?
She's at Surge.
Yep.
So, I made it to
I got a question on that one. I go to the SSN, I have to have a ticket. I still have the ticket.
It only docks once a year. Once it's gone, it's gone. You don't ever get to see it again.
But why do I still have the ticket?
Because it's a memento.
Okay.
That's it. Key items stay in your inventory forever. Even if they're useless.
Okay.
They just stay there.
Makes sense.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think there's another game that does that same thing. Where it's like, once this is out, you know, once you've gone past it, it stays in your inventory, and it frustrates me, and I can't remember what game it is. Because I look at all this stuff that I don't need anymore, but I can't get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's bugging me that I can't remember what game it is.
I'm sure you'll remember once we stop talking about it.
Oh, no, it's Fallout. Fallout 4. Like, some of the hollow keys that you need for one-time use and whatnot, and you can't do anything with it, but you can't throw them down. They're just stuck in your inventory forever. So, at least they're in a miscellaneous tab that I don't look at.
I know what I was going to say. I just got past the part where, which one is asleep on the frickin' dock? The big one that's asleep on the dock.
Snorlax?
The Snorlax. I just got the thing to wake him up. Well, when you wake him up, it goes back to the way Pokemon was before, where you have to beat him down with your Pokemon in order to be able to capture him. But, like, I was like, well, why is the rest... So is this like boss battles now? Is this how they've set this up to be able to do it that way? It's weird because it's like they changed the mechanic of the game, and then they go back to the old style for this.
Well, I think they do it for specific legendary Pokemon, like the two Snorlaxes you have to fight. I'm assuming you have to fight Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, and you have to fight Mewtwo to catch them. So I assume
as soon as I get Surf, I'm going back for Zapdos.
I don't know if he shows up until after the Elite Four. Like, basically, it's
he used to show up before.
The game is entirely different now.
It is, but it isn't.
It, like, after you beat the Elite Four, the fucking whole game just changes. Like the Pokemon trainers, you can I think they'll ask for specific Pokemon. You can rebattle all of the gym leaders with level equivalent Pokemon, like
cool.
In case you need to farm for money or something. It's just a lot different. Like, and you finish your Pokedex, and then there are people that you have to talk to when you finish your Pokedex, or when you beat the Elite Four, and they'll give you specific items. It's a lot different now. So they might spawn beforehand, but I don't know. I'm not 100% on that. I haven't gotten there. I only need 2 more badges, and well, actually, I can go check to see if he's there now.
I found an old man in a cabin that doesn't know his name. And now I've got to find his name because I'm sad for this old man that's sitting in a cabin that I have no idea who he is.
He used to live next door to the Pokemon Center in Fuchsia City.
Okay.
Chicken knows all these things.
They kicked him out and made him live on the dock in an old dock. That house used to be for one of the fishing guys who would give you a rod that you could fish with.
Super rod.
Yeah.
So we don't get to fish anymore?
No fishing.
There's fishing in Red Dead, just saying.
It was either the good rod or the super rod.
I think it was the good rod. I think the super rod you got on Cinnabar.
Why did they take
Yeah,
fishing
yeah,
out?
before.
Because you'd kill fish? Like, what? Why would you take fishing out?
Because now, since everything is generated like in full form Pokemon, you have to surf, get on the water, and then as you swim around, the water Pokemon pop up out of the water.
Oh, so you don't fish them out anymore.
Yeah, you just
Okay.
get in the water and you pop, and you get them to pop out.
So did you have to? Okay, if you were fishing for them, did you still did you pull them up on the dock and then battle them?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's weird.
Okay, then that's
Hey, here, Goldie.
My
Walk
Magikarp,
around on the dock.
He evolved.
yeah. I mean,
While my Pikachu beats you.
some of the physics don't make any sense, but that's okay. They're Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon
It's
world.
yeah, it's magic. It's whatever. It is what it is.
I feel
just
bad for the
trying-
Magikarp a lot of times, though, when he's hanging around with you, though, because you're just thinking the entire time, please get the bowl of water for this thing. Because I feel like it's
That's
suffering.
what I wanted. That's what I wanted for them because you can put them out and then walk around. I've always thought that they should have little fish bowls that roll around, you know? Like you're carrying this fishbowl wagon, essentially. Oh, it'd be so
my
cute.
God.
So cute.
I will say, riding around on Arcanine is absolutely amazing. I love it. Having a giant puppy to ride around on is fun as hell. That thing is huge, though.
Did you find out whether or not you can ride the Tauros?
No, that's right. I got to try out the Tauros. I will
Oh.
let you know as soon as I
I
can.
need to
I know you could
know.
ride the Snorlax, or yeah, you can ride the Snorlax.
Yeah, you
except
just
all
hold on to its
You hold on to its belly, and it runs around with you on it.
Really? Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
doing that now.
That's
Like, you
ridiculous.
You just hold on to it, and then you
Because
just
see,
run around.
I've got a Persian that I ride, and I'll ride him around. I'm like, okay, this is fun, you know, and it's fast as hell. The only thing I don't like about that is if you have the ones that walk behind you, they find items for you, and they stop. They got the little exclamation point, and then they go over to wherever it is. If you're riding one, they don't do that.
Nope.
So
You have to make a choice of whether you want to ride one or.
yeah.
you
So I
wanna-
usually just have one that I can.
That's why for now I'm just using the walking one. That way they can find all the stuff my trip through, and then I can just I'm not in a rush.
I am. I'm trying to get to the end. I'm almost there.
Chicken wants to get
Once
to the
I-
end and then go back and do the shiny farming and stuff.
I've got 90 out of the 150. Like, I'm catching a buttload of the same, and then I put them in my party as my 6th member, and just gain them XP until they level, and then kick them out and bring the next one in, and then
Aw.
I basically keep leveling them up. If they just need a stone, I just give them the stone, level them up, and then boot them back out, and I just use that last slot to kind of keep evolving them. Once I get my 7th badge, I can get the 8th one real quick, and then I can move to the Elite Four and move through Victory Road, and then hopefully I will be done with it by tomorrow. So
So you're way up there.
yeah,
He's
I'm
been playing
hard.
a lot.
Mhm.
Like, a lot.
I was so far behind everybody. I fucking sprinted as far as I could to try to get
You're
towards
like, oh
the
my
end.
god, I'm so far behind. It's like,
Because I think Red is even still further ahead of me, if I had to guess.
Yeah, that means he finished the game.
he's on all the time because it's like
Yeah.
I'll see
well,
it pop up.
okay, but his
Him and
roommate
Ollie
his roommate also plays. I don't know if
No,
they.
yeah, his account is strictly for his.
Oh, okay,
Pokemon
so that's
game.
not. Well, when is his roommate playing? Because he has like 5 or 6 shinies already.
I mean, you just get lucky and you can find shinies.
Well, he
But
must
yeah, I
be
wa-
the luckiest dude on the planet.
Yes, I want to try my hand at shiny hunting, see what I can find. But you got to beat when you.
I'm debating about getting Ethan the Evee version.
Just
So
so
you can
that
do the
you
same
could
thing.
get the. I already sent Red my shopping list for Pokemon.
Oh, I need to ask him for some too.
Yeah,
for
it's
trades.
2 Vulpixes, no, 4 Vulpixes, 3 Bellsprouts, 2 Ekans, 2 Coughings, a Pinsir.
I'm glad you know their name.
Why do you need four Vulpix?
Shut up! I want them. And then I'm gonna make him send me a couple of Alolan Vulpixes too, so that I can have an Alolan Ninetales. Because apparently an Alolan Ninetales is a Ice Fairy Pokemon, which is a super bizarre combo.
That's weird.
Because it's a fire Pokemon that's an Ice Fairy.
Well, it's from Hawaii, which we all know is notorious for their icy
Ice.
mountains.
Yes.
Actually,
And-
icy volcanoes.
Icy
Yes,
volcanoes.
you're right, icy volcanoes.
They erupt ice shards, which is slightly more dangerous if you think about it.
Yes.
Easier cleanup though.
Yes and no, because if it's ice, then we start melting it to clean it up, and you have floods everywhere. So
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So yeah, I'm pretty close. I get the shiny hunting because apparently once you finish collecting all 150, you get a key item called the shiny charm, which increases the chance of running into a shiny pretty substantially. So
That's good.
and then you do your catch streak, and then you do the lures, and you only have to wade through about 300 of them to get a shiny instead of 4,000. So pretty
Only.
decent. Hey,
Only decent.
would 300 or 4,000?
well,
I mean, if we're talking money, I'll take the 4,000, but otherwise we'll just stick with the 300.
hey, there's a picture of how you ride the Snorlax in one of the articles that you sent, and I just noticed it. Ooh, that's how it works.
It's the
You just like
it's
hug
actually
him, and he runs
the
around.
first article. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee break the
Isn't
first
that
week of Switch
ridiculous?
sales. For 3 million copies sold.
I'm not
in the
even
first
surprised.
week.
Not even a little.
Nope.
People who were on the
Surprising.
fence decided to go for it and get it. And
Well, I think it's people that were on the fence decided to go for it and get it, and then you've got people that'll buy 2 copies because they have 2 Switches in their house, so they can switch back and forth, which is what Oak did. And there's somebody else I saw on Twitter that said they did the same thing, where it's like they got 2 copies for the 2 Switches, but it's a married couple, so they can swap. And I was like, well, that's a good idea, but it is double dipping because it means that some households will buy 2 copies of the same game.
So
Inflates
some
the
people
numbers.
will even with just one Switch would buy 2 just to...
Can you trade it though if you have just?
You can't trade to yourself.
Yeah.
yeah, you can't trade to yourself because you can't have the Switch on at
So
the
some
same. You can't
people
be.
will just do it anyways to have both copies. Cause
Oh,
they-
yeah, I
they
guess
like
that's-
Pokemon.
Yeah. That is very true.
Well, we have 1 copy in this house and 1 Switch.
Yeah, and 3 accounts playing on all 3 of them. So
Yes. But I'm not even a little surprised that it broke records, sales records.
yeah,
I don't think
the
anybody
game
is.
The game is super fucking Nintendo polished. Like, I mean, so far
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like I've enjoyed the hell out of it. And like, and the thing is I honestly didn't think I would enjoy the battles as much as I am. And one of the first time I'm going through one of the roads, and it's like literally every 2 feet you got somebody you got to battle, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? And then I do the stupid thing of not healing afterwards, and so I'm having to use my other ones, and I'm like, no, this Pokemon's not going to have a good time going against this one. First of all, it's lower, and secondly, it doesn't go well against that one.
Yeah.
But still having to figure out the strategy on being able to beat it, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of enjoying the hell out of this, and I shouldn't, but I am. It's like,
I like the
This is not-
collection part of it.
I was worried that there weren't going to be enough battles, like because they got rid of all of the battling to capture. But I feel like the balance is almost perfect now. Like you got plenty of trainers. Because I mean, I've spent probably a total of 4 or 5 hours of my playtime just working my way through these fucking areas. Because I'm a completionist in this, so I battle every single person there is. I make sure that every road is complete, every trainer is beaten, so that when I come back to farm, I don't have to fucking worry about them being like, "Oh, no, why do you interrupt me?"
I like that was like with the tower, because the first time you see the tower, you run into, you see the little creature run into the tower, and so I just followed it, and I just beat everybody that was in the tower. I didn't know I was going to have to go back to the tower at that time, and I get to the end of it, and I'm like, okay, so then I have to go back and go do other stuff, and then come back to that, and so it was a breeze going all the way up to the top the
Hell
second time
yeah.
because I did all the hard work the first time.
Make sure you clear it out the first time. Yep, I just cleared out Pokemon Road. I didn't have to, but I did it anyway. So that's clear, so I can farm for Ponytas.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
that
there.
thing.
Don't worry.
Yes,
I'll just take it to work with me this week.
that's fine. I'll be playing Darksiders this week.
I know.
So,
But
I saw a
you're
guy
going to finish it up the second one, aren't you?
yes, Sunday and Monday I'll be playing, or Sunday night, Monday night I'll be playing Darksiders 2 to kind of finish up the DLC, because we finished the game Wednesday. There wasn't much to it. The demon plays was so much shorter than I remember.
Yeah, I know.
Especially
I remember
compared to
being
the
longer.
angel plays. Like, it's ridiculous. The angel side, it's like you have to clear out these 3 fucking water fountains from all over, and they're super long puzzles. Then you go to the demon side, and it's like, oh yeah, you just jump through a couple of holes and you're good.
Yep.
That's where my game locked up.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm so
Well,
glad
actually,
that you didn't run into the same bug. But
Yeah.
you were almost at the end, Oak.
Almost.
And I knew it. I knew I was almost at the end, so I was like, I'll just watch the end of this because I am not going back and playing through this whole shit
Damn.
again.
Yeah. And then Tuesday afternoon, I'll be streaming to play Darksiders 3.
Yeah, I gotta go ahead and pre-order that, so I have it.
I'll be playing Uncharted 4 this week, so screw you guys.
Woo.
Actually, I'll be playing it after the show. You'll be seeing it this week on YouTube. What else do we want to talk about Pokemon in the news?
Well, Japan is getting an official Evee Pokemon Tamagotchi. Who wants a Tamagotchi?
I mean...
No, not me. I
don't.
hate those fucking little things.
I don't think they could die, so.
No, they came with the hammer.
Okay,
What you
look,
think about
original
camera?
Tamagotchis, though, like, they had no respect for your sleep schedule or anything. It was one of those things where, like, the middle of the night, your Tamagotchi's going off because it pooped and you have to clean it up. So it's like 1 a.m. and you're, like, 10 years old going, oh, I don't want to get up and clean it up. And then it's dead the next morning because you didn't do it. And, yeah, that's frustrating.
It died from pooping.
They can. It's like they get really unhappy the longer it sits there, and then they're just dead. They die of unhappiness.
I remember in math class in middle school being surrounded by a bunch of girls with those stupid little things and them constantly going off.
Yeah.
I hated.
There was, like, the one that I had was not an actual name brand Tamagotchi because, you know, my parents didn't do name brand stuff. But it went off, like, all the time. And that's part of why I just couldn't have one is because I couldn't take it to school with me because, you know, you can't have it and there was no silence button. There was no, like, send this alert quietly.
Vibrate. No vibrate function.
No, there was no function other than this is a loud ass beeping to let you know your Tamagotchi wants something.
Yep.
Damn.
Beep, 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 beep.
So after
fucking
it
bad.
died like 5 times. I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. But this is really cute, so maybe it'd be different now that technology has changed a little and it would not be so frustrating. I don't know. Ollie posted something not long ago, like a few months back, that they did a whole re-release of original Tamagotchis overseas recently. So I mean, did they change? Did we get them here too? Oh yeah, that's right. You said they were at, like, Office Depot or
It's
something.
a random place. Like I'm
what?
going buy stuff for my office. I go in and it's like, okay, were these like sitting in the back since '93?
See,
like,
what the deal is they put them there for you to buy for your staff so that your staff all had stuff to do. It's like, here,
Sure.
take care of this thing.
If I brought that to you, if I brought that to anybody ever, they would be like, "What the hell are you smoking right now?" And I'm like, "Here you go."
That's not true. If somebody brought me a Tamagotchi, especially at work, I would be like,
I'll bring it to you at coffee time. Your boss would look at me and go, "What the hell are you doing?" She's bad enough
thing
once
on
you
the
give her the coffee because it's got so much caffeine in it.
Well, the Evee one's really cute. The Evee Tomagotchi is super cute.
And I guess, depending on how you raise it, you'll get one of the 8 evolutions.
Depending on how you raise it. So is it like, if you're super aggressive with it, it turns into one of the angry ones, like the fire one or something? I don't know. Eevee's not really angry.
Well...
Is it what you feed it?
I can tell you about I know about Umbreon and Espeon. Umbreon is a nighttime. Basically, if your friendship is high enough during the night, it'll evolve into an Umbreon. If your friendship is high and its happiness is during the day, it'll be an Espeon. I guess Jolteon is more, I guess, a sparky attitude where it's...
You're kind to it when it's raining outside? I mean...
I have no idea.
If you live near water, you get the other one. I mean, it's like...
I just find it crazy. It had 3 to start with, and now it's got 8. It's got almost every single type. Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon, Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Glaceon, Sylveon.
Wow.
So Psychic,
Okay, then.
Darks, Fire, I think it's missing Ground.
Yep, it's missing Ground.
And
Groundion.
Dirty on.
Ground the
Dirty on.
Dirty on.
Dirty
I
on.
quit life here, okay?
Oh my goodness.
What else we got in the news? We need to get through some of this stuff. There's not much, but we're already at like 40 minutes, so.
Well, the last bit of Nintendo news, they will be selling a 63 Amiibo box. 63 Amiibos for all
in Japan, and there will only be 50 of these boxes. So good luck if you want one, because you know this is how Nintendo rolls.
No price has been shown yet.
I know, we were talking about it on Discord.
On December 7th on Amazon.
Wow, and they haven't even put up a price yet, and it's only just like a week or two out?
Sometimes Amazon can be trusted to keep prices hidden for a little while.
For a little while.
Not very long.
Also, I would like to point out, and I said this before the show, but there are 63 Amiibo in the box, but they're making 50 boxes. They should have made 63 boxes available to go with the... It would have been way more satisfying. 63 sets of 63, right?
Yes. 63 Amiibos with 63 boxes for the 63 characters.
Or just make it 630 boxes.
Well, I mean, but Nintendo...
And that way you could actually make it to where, some people might actually end up getting one.
But that's not what Nintendo does. They crank up the demand by having a tiny, tiny supply. People buy them, and a lot of them end up in like eBay and whatnot for ridiculous amounts of money, which I don't understand Nintendo's thinking on that, because it means somebody else is profiting off of it instead of you. And then like months later, they'll release a few more, and then a few more, and then that's it. And it's like, Nintendo, you are benefiting people that are going to resell this, and not the people that actually want it. You are hurting your actual core consumer.
Yep.
I don't understand.
I'd buy one of these. I mean, I've got several of the figures on here, but
I mean, do we think this thing's $500? I mean, is that what our guess?
I'm guessing minimum $500.
I said $250.
What does an Amiibo normally cost? $10?
Like $12.
About $10
to 12, depending on.
All right, so you figure $630 value, $500. I don't think is unreasonable at that point.
Yeah, that's why I said it's the minimum. Minimum. I could see it being $500.
It comes with the game too, doesn't it?
No, as far as I can tell, no. It just comes with the 63 Amiibos in a special box with a poster.
Huh. Okay, so
that is moving a lot of product too.
So yeah, you're probably right. 500 is probably close. 500 to 600.
How many Amiibos is that they are selling? That's a big number to multiply.
It's 400 and right? 450.
3,150. That's how many Amiibos. 63 times 50.
Oh, okay.
3,150 Amiibos they're going to sell in 50 boxes. That is a lot of fucking Amiibos to move.
Yeah, but they're all the same Amiibos.
Yeah, well, there's 50.
And then they're going to have individually packed, and the rest of us are going to have to spend $630 to get what's in a fucking box for $500.
That's assuming that it's $10 with no tax.
Right.
Otherwise, you'll be paying like $900 to buy them all separately.
or more, because some of them are discontinued.
Yeah.
So some of these are the older ones?
Yeah, some of them are not available anymore. Like, I don't think you can... I don't know. For a while, I was looking for the Wii Fit trainer, but I could never find her, so I just assumed that they didn't make her anymore. So
I know there were limited runs of some of these.
Yeah.
So some of the Fire Emblem characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Fire Emblem ones, I think Red mentioned that were limited because he wanted one of them and didn't get it.
I got him one of them.
Well, he can go to Japan and buy 63. That box at 63. You just got to hang out there for a little bit.
Well, good luck on that. Good luck, because there's probably going to be fist fights, and then you can probably find them on like eBay for $2,000 afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
He could take them.
Red goes to the gym every once in a while. He can hardly do it.
Every once in a while.
Sorry, Red. I mean to throw you out there like that.
Run his ass down.
What else we got in the news?
The flip grip.
The flip grip for the Switch. So is it just a thingy that changes how you, like how?
Basically it's a little slot that you can slide your Switch into, so it's vertical, and then it has a little place for the two controllers. I guess it's to kind of give you portrait mode.
But why?
Yeah, why do I need that?
For certain games.
for certain games.
What games would be better that way, though? Like,
Pinball?
I'm not saying that it's not a great... Okay, so pinball and... I guess maybe
Tetris.
Dr. Mario and Tetris, sure.
Yeah.
But Dr. Mario has stuff on the sides that you need. I think it would be better...
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would just thin out everything. I don't know. It just seems weird.
Yeah, I don't understand why this was a needed thing for, or at least for the Switch. I understand there's people that do it with monitors and shit like that.
It's only $12 too.
Well, I mean, that's fine. Price point is not the issue. It's the issue of why do I actually need it, though.
Why do you need it?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me why I need this, but...
I don't... I'm looking through the comments real quick to
Technically,
see.
you don't need it. It's like one of those peripherals that, you know, if you want, it's there.
Well, like Gunbird 2 would be a game good for it.
Yeah, I mean, for $12, I mean, it's not that bad.
Tetris.
I mean, pinball seems to be the one that people are...
Yeah, pinball and Tetris seems to be the two that...
Yeah.
Because I really can't see any other need to have it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay,
weird.
then sure. If you have a good reason for why it needs to be vertical instead of horizontal, please let me know. I would love to hear it. We're on Twitter at InfiniteResPC, or you can leave a comment here on YouTube if that's what you're watching this. I'm super curious.
Right?
I mean,
Kind of want to know.
there's got to be something that we're not thinking of that as soon as somebody in the comments is like, well, this, and we're like, oh.
And we go, oh!
Yeah, that. Okay. What else we got in the news?
Seeing as how the Steam Autumn Sale is going on,
Buy all the games.
the Steam Link hardware is on sale for $2.50, super cheap, and it is now being discontinued. So no more Steam Link. It did not seem like it did what they wanted to do.
Well, and I think that when they came out with the one where you could use like your phone or whatever as a controller and do all that type of stuff, that kind of
Seems so weird.
eliminated that when they came out with a little technology for that. So I've got my Steam Links. Anybody want one?
Actually, I have your Steam links.
I got another one.
Oh,
I got two.
okay. Because I borrowed this one, and honestly, I brought it home, and I was like, yeah, and I haven't even opened it.
Yeah, that's
forgot
the
about it.
point. I mean, because that's why Steam Link is not there anymore, because there's just almost
Most
No
people are going to
point.
sit down at their PC to do it. I mean, the idea is to create a console at your, and they. Here's the other thing: at the same time that they were releasing this, they were developing an app for my freaking television. So once it got the app on that, I didn't need it anymore. So it's kind of like,
How many things can we sell you before you realize you don't need it?
right?
So yeah, if you
I
want
mean,
one,
it's-
super cheap.
Infomercials do
I mean,
it
it
all
is
the time.
nice to play PC games on my computer. I mean, on my television upstairs, because I don't have to come downstairs, whatever. And as long as Steam's open, I can just do it. But most of the time, I just come downstairs. It's like because I like this chair. It feels like gaming to me at this particular point. And it's like, and I've gotten away from. This is one of the discussions we've had before. Is console games a lot of times, because of the way we've been raised or been playing or whatever, sitting on a couch and playing the game just feels good.
Mm-hmm.
But
never
I've
sit on
been
the couch.
sitting here streaming for such a long time that it's like now this just feels good being here. But it does feel weird for me, like if I'm playing an Xbox game or something like that and I'm streaming, that feels weird to me because I'm playing on the monitor that like I'm talking to you all on right now, that monitor, and it's just that's weird. But it is what it is. Because I used to move over. Like
I
used
use
to
my
move
TV
everything.
for everything. Like when we're doing the show, I use it for my PC, one of my PC monitors, and then when I'm recording Let's Plays and I need it for console, then I just swap my monitors back to those and then use this for that. All my stuff is right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
What else
Alright,
we got?
well, so if you want one, it's $2.50 and get it while you can. Supplies last. It does work. It's good technology.
Just not much of a point to it.
Yeah, if you don't, if
If
you're
you just
not
download the
interested
app.
in doing that, if you can't, if unless you have something on the other side of your house and from your PC and just want to play that way, then I don't see any other way that's gonna have it. But there you have it. Last week we did talk about a rapper that was upset about Fortnite stealing his moves. And it seems that one of the Scrub stars pointed out that they straight up ripped his dance from the Scrub show, which is spot on. By the way,
they have a video
timing,
comparison on YouTube. You can find it.
Yeah, unbelievable, and he's pissed off about it too. So
I mean, I can't blame him. That is hundo percento. We didn't even try to change it and claim creative license. We just straight up stole what you had and put it in our game.
Right, and I thought that was. It's going to be interesting to see how this develops, because now you've got two sets of people that have come out and said something, and then you could get a third, you'll get a fourth, whatever, and now Epic's going to have to make a decision on either we need to help pay for this or we need to help battle this.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to choose a side that they want to be on about it. Do we want to fight it legally and try to say, well, you can't copyright dance moves? Or do we want to be like, yeah, okay, we were kind of being shitty about it. Here's some kickback from what we made from your...
Right.
Well, here's some, the Scrubs creator, Bill Lawrence, said, attempting to defuse the situation, Fortnite had to inquire about the legality in it, and it's fine because it's just a character dancing. But it's just a character dancing that they're making millions off of.
Yeah. I mean,
Now, is that okay that the guy who made it, choreographed it, did not get anything back for it? That means that if you see some dance that you like, you can monetize it and not give any
credit to the original.
I mean, is that the kind of...
But I think that's also the problem. Like, maybe they could avoid some of this if they did give recognition, where it's like a little blurb underneath it, the emote description, and be like, this emote came from such and such place. I mean, so that if they're not getting financial kickback, maybe they're at least getting some recognition, popularity kickback.
Yep.
And nothing.
Fawson, I think that's how you say his name, interrupted him. He said, I didn't get no money. That's what you're thinking, though, right? Somebody got paid. No, I did not. Somebody stole that shit, and it's not mine anymore. And then Lawrence replied, I made the decision, and I knew Donald would be fine with me getting the money for that. Lawrence joked.
Yeah,
but
it sounds to me like he was not okay with it.
Yeah, you can tell that he was like, well, I mean, if they're making this much money off of my dance, don't you think that I should, get some recognition for it?
Yeah.
Well, and that's where the thing is, too. What we need to know is, yes, it was a character on Scrubs, and somebody owns the rights to the television show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if that actor created the dances that are there and performed those dances, then that actor needs to be compensated for the dance moves themselves.
Yes.
And then now it becomes a legality. Does Scrubs, because that's what actually put that out there, do they get a kickback as well? So now you got two people that possibly get a kickback off of this.
I think, in my opinion, in a perfect world, if you create something, it is your legal right to that. If somebody wants to use it, then they need to give you some form of royalties. Either bring you in and help you promote, or help them promote the game with you, or just give you some kickback from the money from it. Like, you have to include the person that created it. Have to, in my opinion. They made it.
Well, and the thing is, but again, and it could have been where they brought in a choreographer and taught him how to do this. Well, then now it goes back to the choreographer. You need to pay the choreographer.
Yeah.
For
that goes back to our conversation last week. Does it fall on the person who popularized it?
Well, it falls on the creator, I guess, in a situation where, is it a choreographed dance? Because choreographers, like, that's their job, is to create this for you. So it'd be basically like me giving you a piece of art that I made, and you putting it on your stream, and then you get recognition for it, but I'm the one that made it. So I still have rights to it because I'm the creator of it. Just because you put it up somewhere to display doesn't mean you made it. It's basically the same thing with dancers. If, that dancer on stage is just displaying it. They didn't make it.
But we had this conversation last week, too, and we talked about the people who popularize is pretty much is part of the ones who should get credit for it, because it wouldn't be what it is unless that person...
Yes, they should get credit for it to a degree because they performed it.
Right.
So it's the difference between a creator and a performer. There's actual songs.
This is why it's such a weird gray
area. Yeah, because there's songs that have been set up that way too. You've had songs that were written and performed by a minor artist, but a major artist actually loved the song enough to put it on their album, and that's where it became popular. So the creator of the original song still got credit for it, but the performer is the one that actually does it. Like, we'll use the two actual major people, but one of them was a more popular version, which was Whitney Houston sang a Dolly Parton song, the one from The Bodyguard, which is I Will Always Love You. Is that it?
Was that originally Dolly Parton? Oh my god.
That was originally a Dolly Parton song. But we all know it as a Whitney Houston song.
Yeah.
But it was, the Dolly Parton got credit for it because she's the original creator of the song, and she actually had released the song at the time. But she wasn't a popular art. She wasn't in a genre. But as for worldwide, she wasn't. Where Whitney Houston, because of it being part of a movie, her being really big at the time and all that stuff, and it's an amazing version of the song, made it extremely popular. So, in this case, you've got a person that has created something that somebody has performed this. Now who gets credit? Well, the answer is both.
Yes.
But how much do you get credit for each one? Because Whitney Houston made a shit ton more money off that song than Dolly Parton did.
That's true. Same thing happened with 9 Inch Nails and Johnny Cash with Hurt. People didn't know it was a 9 Inch Nails song.
Yeah, that is true.
Because Johnny Cash was a bigger artist.
Huh.
Yep.
Which, by the way, kids, if you didn't know that, it's a 9 Inch Nails song.
Yep.
Honestly, it should. The person who made it popular should get probably 60%, and then the person who created it does 40%, because he created it, but then the other person took it to the next level, made it.
Epic could have negated literally all of this had they taken these popular things and changed them in a minor way that it was enough to say free use, it was transformative. Then they could avoid all of this and be like, well, we based it on yours, but we don't owe you anything because it's not exactly yours. It's just similar.
They're just straight up copy-pasting
Where the Scrubs one is a straight up copy-paste.
I mean, there's other ones that are straight up lifts, too.
Almost
just,
all of them are perfectly copy-straight.
Just changed it a teeny bit.
But that requires a little bit more money. And what is so you just copy-paste and then sell. Copy-paste and then sell. If you copy-paste and have to rework it a little, that costs money. And they don't want to do that. They just copy paste and sell.
That's why we're in this discussion anyway.
End up costing them more money.
And court battles.
Illegal.
Yeah, depending on how all of this plays out, because it's starting to, you could kind of feel it bubbling under the surface, where everyone's like, they keep making so much money, but they just keep straight ripping our dances and making so much money off of it. It is ridiculous. So you can kind of feel it there. We're going to definitely keep an eye on this as the months go on.
I feel like this is a similar misstep, PR misstep to what Blizzard did with the whole phones thing. It's there's so many minor ways that you could have avoided this whole crisis, but now it is a volcano that will erupt soon and be an actual crisis. Versus, right now, like you said, it's still rumbling and bubbling because people are just now starting to take a look into it and be like, oh, I didn't know they ripped my stuff off. Because, you've got people that they're taking content from that aren't gamers, that don't know it's in Fortnite, until somebody comes up to them and is like, hey, by the way, did you know? And they're like, oh, I didn't get credit for that. So, yeah, I think it's coming to a head. And just tiny things, like transforming it a little bit or giving credit, maybe, and things like that. That would have been a nice way to kind of, narrowly avoid some of the trouble that's probably headed their way.
Yeah, I think just give credit where it is. It's creative license is there. Mm-hmm. No matter what it is, it's a creative license. Whether you're the person that created it, whether you're the person performed it, made it popular, there's still creative license there. Yep. Because you put your spin on whatever it was.
Yep. That's why Paladins exists and Overwatch, or Blizzard can't sue them because it's basically Overwatch. It's because it's just different just enough to kind of hit that transformative kind of situation. Or it's the same, but it's not the same. You see? It's close.
Very close. Very close. Yep.
So apparently he made it up on the spot.
Well, that's why I figured, one, that's why it looks like that, and two, yeah, that's why it's such a big deal, is because it wasn't choreographed, it was something he made.
It was just his that he made up, then he deserves full rights to it, and they should not. If he has...
He is the choreographer in this case.
If he has witnesses, too, that he's like, yeah, he just made that up on the spot, then he 100% deserves recognition for that, because he made it up on spot, and it's completely unique to him, and you straight up copy-pasted it and made millions off of it. Yep. There's almost no way that you can kind of work around that in the legal sense. I mean, he made
They're gonna try though.
Oh hell yeah, they will try.
Yeah,
well, unless they settle out of court and keep it hush hush.
I don't think you need to though. Like if you settle out, don't make that hush hush.
No,
Yes.
Because what happens is it's already out there, and we're gonna say, oh, they're shitty, da 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 da. But he turned around and Epic comes back out. We settled out of court with him. He did get money for this. He's gonna continue to get money for whatever. Then, however that settlement happens, you let people know this is what happened, and we've done the same way with rapper Millie guy, 2 Millie, whatever it was.
2 Millie, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and we're looking into how we're creating dance move or emotes in future, and making sure that artists are being paid if they have created, and because these people are creative, and we need to make sure that we're making money off them. They need to make money as well. You know, that type of thing. Do it the right way. You are making $200 million a fucking month. Do it the right way.
Yes.
Yes. Speaking to that, we'll jump into this last article pretty quickly. Companies worrying about making too much money all of the time. It seems like Activision is starting to get the stranglehold on Blizzard, where they want them to make more money, and that is the truest capitalist ideology ever. It's make more money, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And Blizzard has always been of the mindset where it's create incredible products.
They'll be ready when they're ready, you know.
As long as we're making profits, it's fine. It doesn't have to be fucking gargantuan. It doesn't matter.
As long as we
Blizzard.
can support the company and move forward, then we're good. You know, I mean, who doesn't like money? But at the same time, they're not like EA.
Yeah, and Activision does not like that mindset. It does not like that. You're not making enough money. You need to make more.
And it's becoming more and more apparent. We just had Mike Morhaime, who stepped down, which honestly, after reading some of the things that's come out lately, it feels more like he was probably shoved out, because he's one of the originators of Blizzard, and he probably held on to that ideology and fought for that ideology of make the product, worry about the money afterwards. And so he's out. We had the Diablo mobile fiasco that they're trying their damnedest to defend, which is just stupid. Let it go. You upset people. But it's one of those things that I've always worried about. And it's one of those things that a lot of people always tried to lump them together, but for a long time Blizzard held out to be their own, not Blizzard Activision. It was still Activision's over here, Blizzard's over here. But over the past couple of years, we saw, you know, things like Destiny and Call of Duty be added to Battle.net launcher and things like that. So Activision's just starting to creep over, which feels very EA. And now they're starting to kind of chop pieces.
Long as they I guess they don't put the horse out to pasture like EA does.
Which is what I'm absolutely terrified of them doing at some point, is just completely absorbing Blizzard and removing all traces that were Blizzard, and, you know, just getting rid of them and completely absorbing it to being Activision Blizzard now. And Blizzard is just a side project for Activision. Yeah. And that hurts me, because, I mean, Blizzard is probably, it is one of the last bastions against capitalistic ideology in gaming production. You have CD Projekt Red, who's holding out fucking strong. Bethesda and Rockstar makes so much fucking money they don't need anybody.
Yeah,
but those companies are holding out.
But Rockstar
is
very capitalistic. They will cut corners. I mean, look at
think about their special edition version of the freaking Red Dead.
Yep.
Where you didn't even get the game.
I mean, they make a hell of a good product, but they're very much interested in how much money they can make off of that good product. I mean,
that is true.
They leave no penny on the table.
Yeah, but they're not afraid. They're not afraid to hold back projects until they're done, and then they will release it. Like Red Dead, I mean, they were like, I think they pushed it back 3 times, and then they released it. And now
the online part of it didn't.
With GTA Online, they held it off.
Well, that's what they're doing with Red Dead Online. It was supposed to be, we were either going to see it or have news of it by this month, like the end of this month, and we are at the end of this month, and they have not said anything about it because it's not ready yet. I mean,
well, and I think they'll end up doing a like they ran into problems with GTA 5 when it came to PC version of the game. Mm-hmm. Everybody pre-ordered at the same time, but people had to wait over a year to be able to get it on the PC.
Which is why I think it's why they didn't announce a PC version of Red Dead at launch, and I think that does not mean that there isn't one. I think it just means that they haven't fixed it yet to run like it should, which is beyond me because we've had the conversation before about, you develop on PC and then port to the consoles. Why is it so hard for you to make a working PC version of this game?
Right.
So, or any game. It's not specific to Red Dead or GTA. It's just any of them.
Right.
So
it's just weird to me.
Well, I am afraid for Blizzard. I hope that things go well, but it's looking like it's not, so.
Yeah, I hate it. I'm hoping that somebody has the balls to stand up to Activision that's inside there and go, look, this is not the way we do things here.
But I think they're just,
the last one that
I think they
could.
probably are going to cut people to do that.
Well, first of all, from what I've heard on the inside, is that they are cutting out a lot of extra people who have been there for a long time, and they're starting to replace them. And they just kicked out the big dog, Mike Morhaime, or he retired, and got him out of the way, which I'm sure he was the biggest door in the way for Activision to keep them out. But now you have somebody else in there that they probably can sway a whole lot easier. I mean, look, we have Diablo Immortal now, which everybody wanted.
I mean, you all have
we all have
don't
phones,
you?
right?
Wanted that game, to play the Diablo and kill demons on my phone, instead of my PC that I have spent tons of money on.
Well, it's not even tons of money. It's just a better experience.
Yes,
I get the idea that you want to take stuff with you, but let's not make that our only announcement.
Well, and that's the thing that, I started thinking about this as we continue to go on with that, which is you have different companies that have created mobile versions of games, but they also have that larger game available for you as well. So, like, for instance, you've got Gears of War that's coming out with the little pop head thing or whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
Right? You've had Bethesda that's done the Fallout Shelter. You have games like that.
They're all coming out auxiliary to the main product, because even the Gears of War one is coming out to just kind of placate you and hold you over until Gears 5, which is on the way. It's just not ready yet.
And that's the thing. All they had to do, I don't give a shit if they put 2021 on the damn screen. All they had to do is give us something.
All they had to do is show something. That's it. Like, well, they didn't. They know that if they would have done something like that, then everybody would have been talking about that, and nobody would have given two shits about Diablo Immortal. They probably would have had more people in line to test it, because they would have,
It wouldn't have been quite so offensive to the group as just basically like, screw you guys, here's a mobile game. We know we told you to hype up, and then we told you to maybe not hype up, but still, why are you upset? It's like, you created this problem, Blizzard, and you did nothing to fix it. That's why. Or Activision, whoever was in charge of making that call.
I just want Mike Morhaime to swoop back into Blizzard with a cape on and just punch Activision in the face. It's like, get out of my building.
Yes, please. Well, what else we got?
Well, that's it for me.
That was it.
All right, I'm super pumped about going to record Uncharted 4, because
I'm super pumped about playing more Pokemon.
Well, I'm looking forward to Red Dead this evening, but in the meantime, Uncharted 4, because you can't go wrong with Nate.
I could download Red Dead, and we'll talk about it, 2 years from now when it finally gets out. Oh, too funny. All right, we do appreciate it. Everyone that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDBOtree. You can check out Grif.
At Grif Slanum.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken through and through.
Check out Baka.
Baka Pickle.
Also, make sure you go to Grif's YouTube, where she's finished up Silent Hill 2. It's back on Uncharted 4. Or back onto the Uncharted series, I should say.
Yeah, so we'll be starting Uncharted 4.
Yeah. Which she's doing a lot of today. Woo-hoo. Lots of recording going on. So make sure you go on there, because it's always fun to watch her die.
I'm going to be fine, you guys. I'll be totally fine. Never going to die.
Fine. Never going to die. So make sure you enjoy that. If you've never watched or never seen the Uncharted series, and I highly recommend watching this, because it is one of the best series that's out there for gaming when it comes to plotline, characterization. You end up loving a lot of the characters, Nathan Drake specifically, and of course his lovely friend. In case you've never seen, just go through and follow it.
Elena and Sully and Chloe. I mean,
yeah,
It's a great series.
It really is a good series.
It's all on my YouTube too, so if you've never seen it, you can go 1 through 4 with me. It'll be great. We'll be besties
Go
by
through.
the end.
We promise. Woo! So yes, make sure that you do that. Also, make sure that you go to twitch.tv/EliteChicken313. As he said earlier, he's going to finish up Darksiders 2 DLC, and then this week starts Darksiders 3.
Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday afternoon, we got Darksiders 3. So make sure that you.
I've been waiting
make sure you watch
years
that.
for this.
If you didn't watch his previous ones on that one, then you can go through and watch at least 2 weeks worth, and then after that, if you missed some of that, then you could always watch the cinematics online to catch up on the storyline and then watch him play, which I highly recommend doing because it is a great series, and I'm interested to see what THQ Nordic has done with 3 and see if maybe one day we'll get that 4 with co-op mode.
No, it's 5th with co-op mode. 4th is going to be Strife, and then Darksiders 5, you're going to have 4-player co-op mode.
There you go.
With all 4 horsemen. Yeah, give me it.
Yes, make it happen. We appreciate it. Also, make sure you go to mixer.com/MDBOaktree. Should be streaming most of the week, so it should be a good week. For If It Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Chicken.
I'm Bucket.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Please hang up and try again.